Hello children, welcome to our world through English. So today we are going into a topic what we have been started in the previous session called tenses. So in the previous session I have given you introduction regarding tenses. What is a tense? And we have been discussed very clearly. We have three tenses, right? Present, we are here now. If you go back, it is yesterday. So yesterday means completed action, so it is past, and it is tomorrow, and this is future. So past, present and future. So these are three tenses what we have in any language, not only English. In Telugu you have, in Hindi you have, in English you have. So both are in any language you have these three. So in the previous session I taught you about, before going to learn about tenses, you must learn about the basics of English grammar. What were the basics of English grammar? Very simple. You come to know the different verb forms, right? What is V1, what is V2, what is V3. I had taught you in the previous sessions. Do you remember clearly? I'm writing here again for you. So V1, we thought what is V1? A present one, present tense. And V2 is a past, completed. Past participle is V3. And V4, present participle. So we have to know the verb forms. In the previous session we learned 4 different verb forms. And along with that we have to know one more important things, persons. I will copy this in your grammar book. Keep the heading tenses first. First keep the heading tenses and mention this timeline. Enough. Later I will teach you all. Just only present, just for your present notes, you just mention this timeline. Then afterwards you copy this one, also no problem. Yesterday, tomorrow. So just copy first tenses and mention the timeline, and later just maintain 1, 2, 3, 4. V1, V2, V3 and V4. So now one more important thing after this, you have to know about genders. Because how many genders in English language? Do you remember? Masculine gender, feminine gender. Okay, let me ask you a question here. I will write a word. You have to say which gender it is. Okay, 3 words I written on the board. Can you guess? One is teacher, doctor and student. So what is a teacher? Which gender it is? Which gender? How many genders we know commonly? We will say masculine gender, feminine gender. Okay. Say teacher, which gender? Masculine or feminine gender? Teacher, a boy or girl? Okay. Masculine, feminine means one boy, feminine means girl. Okay. Man, woman. Okay, like that you can say. Now tell me, teacher is which gender? Either male, okay, male, female. Okay, teacher, masculine gender or feminine gender? Which gender it is? Teacher. Or a doctor. Okay, say what about student? Student is a masculine gender or feminine gender? Student means only a boy or a girl. Whom we call a student? Anyone. Boy we can call a student, girl we can call a student. Teacher means only a male or a female. Both male we can call a teacher, female also we can call a teacher. And doctor, male also doctor, female is also a doctor. Engineer means maximum all the professions and roles we can call them into one gender, that is common gender. What is this? Common gender means all or same here. Teacher is male will come, female will come. Doctor same, engineer same, student same. All the professions, all the roles will come. Manager, girl or female or male, anyone will be a manager. So that is called common gender. Okay, now let me ask you one more question here. So something was in my hand. What was this? A sponge, or we can call it duster. Can you tell me which gender it is? Duster. Or simply say board. Board, male or female? At least this pen. Okay, or this mobile phone. Can you tell me which gender it was? Male, female, or common? Common means girl pen, boy pen will be there, or girl bird, boy bird. Is there a difference like that? No. So what we call all these things means lifeless things, called neutral gender. What is that? Neutral gender. So now how many genders in English language? 1, 2, 3, 4. So masculine gender, feminine gender, common gender, and finally neutral gender. So 4 genders in English language. So there is no need to write. If you want to write, you can write in your grammar book. That was not in the topic, but you have to learn, because when you are going to tenses, we should know what is male and what is female. So you just copy these 4 categories. And after this, after the verb forms, when you are going into tenses, you have to know about subjects. So what are subjects, or what is a subject? Don't copy this one, just for your understanding in writing, because in your previous classes, when you were 5th, 6th, 7th, maybe you learned about the subjects. What is a subject? Very simple. It is a ball. For example, he is pushing something. So, imagine this is the diagram, right? So, the doer of the action is subject, the work is verb, and the result is object, or the receiver. Who is doing, that is subject, which was going is verb, and who is receiving, that is object. Finish. Subject, verb, and object statement. So subject means the doer of the action, object the receiver of the action, and the process is called a verb. Finish. You learn subject, verb, and object. Now, what is the subject you learned? Then how many subjects we have to know that? How many subjects we have in English language? Very simple, we have only 3. Now you copy in the grammar book what I am writing on the board now. So just make a small table. You can make this table on the right side of the page. That will be very convenient for you. And keep it like this: singular, plural. Singular and plural. So we know, so this is sponge and sponges. 1 and 2. Singular, plural. So now subjects also we have singular and plurals. So in English language we have three persons. So first person, second person, and third person. You can write this also. Person. Right. First person, singular. First person singular means what? One. Only one. So I. So, for example, I am a teacher. I am a teacher. I said. So we have two teachers here. So what we will say? For example, I call you. Who are you? I said, I am a student, you said. And you have two friends sitting there. What you will say? We are students. I, we. So what is I is singular. And the first, if you want to use I in the two forms, then we can say plural, that is we. We. Next one. Second person, singular, means when you're talking about one person, that is secondary. For example, you are a boy, you are a girl, you are a boy, you are a girl, right? I said you means pointing you as somebody. I am one and I'm pointing about to somebody else. So that is second person. So now singular means you. Same time, you are sitting there. I said, hey, who are you? I asked. Who are you means, I am a student, you said. And two are sitting there. You and your friend were sitting there. I said, hey, who are you? Who are you? Means I pointed two friends. Then what you will say? We are friends. We are friends. So I pointed one as you and two also as you. So singular and plural are same for the second person. And now third person. So second person means, first person means about ourselves, second means about somebody, and third person is pointing somebody else than first and second. For example, you and me are sitting, you and me, and we are pointing somebody else. So what we call as third person. If you're talking about you, we will say you. If you're talking about me, I. If than these two, if you're talking about somebody else, third person means another one pointing somebody else than us. What we'll say? He. A boy we call as he, a girl as she, and a thing or called it, and the plural form also they. For example, see, did you get now clearly? For example, I means about myself I'm talking, means if you're talking about one, I. If you're talking about second one who was there, you will say you. If you two are sitting here and you're talking about third person, another man, then what you will say? Boy means he, girl means she, if a thing means it. So one. And he is a boy, she is a girl, and you're pointing somebody, 2, 3 were there standing there. They are my friends. They are all 6th, 7th, 8th class students. They are all good friends. They are all girls. So pointing a group which was there, third person, plural. So copy this table. This was important. Copy this one. Okay. Now we are getting into the next verb. So persons completed. You learned. And you learned verb forms. You learned what are the verb forms. Then later we are getting into one more important. When we are getting into tenses, we have to know this one. So just copy this one and we are getting to the next level. So now we learned all the basics. We learned all the parts. Now we have to learn how to manage all the things. And very, very importantly, we are getting into one of the serious important topic now, that is called auxiliary verbs, or we can call as helping verbs. Copy this title. Already I taught you this when we are learning verbs, auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. These will play an important role in tenses. These will play an important role in tenses, auxiliary verbs or helping verbs. So already we discussed auxiliary verbs. What are the role of auxiliary verbs? What are the auxiliary verbs we learned? So again I was remembering here, just copy that. So we know auxiliary verbs or helping verbs will support a main verb. Will support a main verb. So let me give here table. If you are very comfortable with the table, again I will draw you a table for you. Very simple box, or you can write commonly also, you can write, no problem. So what are the auxiliary verbs we will get or we will use in different tenses, present and past? So in the present tense we will get, okay, I will change this form. I will write differently for you. So number one, so like write like this, do forms. Do forms. Number one, do, does, did. So this is present and this is past. Do forms. Next one, same how we written auxiliary verbs I'm writing here. Next, be forms. Be forms is am, are, was, were. Was, were. And next one, have forms. Have, has, had. Finished. So do forms, do, does, did. In the present tense we use do or does. In the past tense we use did. And be forms, in present tense we use is, am, are. In the past tense was and were. So singular and plural forms. And next one, have forms, means have, has in the present tense, had in the past tense. So very simple, you can copy this one. It is very comfortable for you than the table. Now you can copy this one. These are the auxiliary verbs what we will use in the different tenses. Then we will go for next level. So now this is the introduction. Now we come to know verb forms you learned. Verb forms you learned. Main verbs, auxiliary verbs. Next you learned subjects you learned. Persons you learned. Singular and plural forms you learned. Now we learned all the parts, all the different parts. Now we have to know how to mix it. Getting all the parts is not important. We have to know how to use. How to use is very important. Now you have all the ingredients to prepare. For example, if you are preparing any curry or something, we need all the ingredients. So you have all the ingredients with you now. So now the process have to start. How to cook or how to prepare, at the same time how to use all these things. It is very important for you now to use now. Before getting to use is all these words, let me teach you. Please copy all this exactly what I written on the board. Then afterwards, today I'm going to give you how many tenses and their forms. And already I given you that we have only 3 tenses in any language. You can take Hindi, you can take Telugu, you can take English, or anywhere you have only 3 tenses. But the usage you should know that, because in Hindi can use differently, in English we can use, and because subject will come here in the first, and in some other language, if you take Telugu, if you take Hindi, subject will come somewhere and object will come somewhere, it will come. But when you come to English, it is a proper order. It will be very simple to identify and to easy to use. If you learn the tenses well, if you learn the uses of tenses well, you will learn and you can speak English without any mistakes, without any errors. Grammatically, you can speak very perfect. You know, in English language, there was two moments went on. There was two moments. You know, what are the moments? One moment is called as grammar translation method, and another moment called as communicative method, or we can say grammar approach method or communicative method. Means two fights, two groups. One is saying that grammar is important. Another is saying no need of grammar. What we say is that somebody should understand. That is enough for English. So there was a big moment went in the year of 18th century and 19th century. Big fight went between English readers, English writers or English linguistics. Somebody saying that we need grammar. Somebody saying no need of grammar. Somebody, if you talk something, they have to understand. That's enough. So big moment went, a big fight. So finally, they came to one conclusion. What they give in conclusion, you know, yes, we need grammar, and communicative approach is also good, because when we are talking, for example, we are not well aware of English language because it is not our mother language. The same thing for your we are aware of other language, but we don't know English well. At the same time, we don't know Telugu well, we don't know Hindi well. Now we are in such a world. We can't speak English well, and we can't speak Telugu properly, we can't speak Hindi properly. So all half. In English language there was a saying, half knowledge is always dangerous. Learning or knowing half is always dangerous. So learn full-fledgedly. So now English language, a big fight between grammar translation method and communicative approach. Who are Ivan Chomsky and some other linguistics, they said that we need communication. For example, you want this pen. You want this pen. So how you will ask in English, sir, would you please give me your pen? You have to ask. Is the correct way of asking, would you give me your pen, or can I have your pen please? You have to ask. But you don't know all this type of formal language. You don't know all the grammar. You say, pen please, pen please. With that pen please, two words I can understand. You want this pen. Without saying that, can I have your pen please? Can I have your pen please? How many words? 6 words. Without that, simply pen please. 2 words, you convey your word, yes or no? That is called communicative approach. We don't need any grammar to communicate. Whatever we say, we should understand. Others should understand what we want. Yes or no? Commonly, if you want this pen, if you want to ask correctly, 6 words we have to use. Can I have your pen please? 6 words. Without using 6 words, we said only 1 word. Can pen please? Pen please, 2 words. With that I can understand you want this pen. Yes or no? So same thing, that is called communicative approach. But we need grammar. When means, when you are writing something, will you say pen please? No. We need a grammar system. So that is called, can I have your pen please? We will write in the book. When you are talking, when you are asking something, we will say pen please. So that was the difference. So one is grammar translation method is useful for writing. So for writing, we should learn grammar. For talking, there is no need of grammar. But if you learned grammar, if you learn how to write properly, automatically you will use same thing. So there was a big moment. So for conveying the message, now till now you don't know tenses, you don't know anything, but you are using or not English. Are you talking or not? When you come to school, you are speaking in English, you are reading in English, you are conveying your words in English. It is grammatically correct or not, that is secondary. We are talking. So that was important. We are getting a message, or we are talking to somebody else, they are responding and they are getting answers and they are giving answers. So the message was going on between two mediums, two persons. We learnt, that's enough. But translation method is important. Means exact grammar we have to follow when we are writing somewhere. So for that, finally they given a good conclusion, that is, between two fights, grammar translation method and communicative method. Finally, giving conclusion is, for speaking, no need of grammar. Anyone can speak. There is no particular rule. But for writing, we need grammar translation method. So, grammar we should learn for writing. For your kind information, can I say one simple thing? No Americans will speak perfect than English than Indians. We will speak perfectly by following grammar rules. If you take American, if you take Australian, if you take a Britisher, nobody will speak. They will convey the message. They won't follow rules and regulations like Indians. We will follow exact rules. We will follow present tense. We will follow past tense. We will use certain words. And exact grammar structure we will follow. When we are looking into the Americans, when they are talking, they won't follow any grammar rules. Simply they will talk whatever, whether they correctly arrange subject, they are correctly, very simple one word. I will write on the board, just take it once. Commonly we will ask, what you are doing, right? What you are doing. When we are talking, we will say that. What you are doing. But is it correct? No, it is wrong. It is not a correct word. What we have to say? What are you doing? What are you doing? It is the correct one. But 99% maximum we will use this word only when we are talking. But when you are writing, we will write correctly. What are you doing? But when we are speaking, maximum, commonly we will get what you are doing. Is it order grammar? But it is grammar, it is not grammar. But speaking, we no need to follow grammar. But for writing, we need. But if you learned this grammar translation method, if you learned exact grammar, automatically when you speak or when you write, it will be the same. Till now, we don't know the grammar order. For that, our language was like this. But if you learn tenses, if you learn the grammar usage, then you will write like this. At the same time, you will speak like this. So that was very, very important. So when you want to speak English fluently, if you want to develop your English language, we need to learn tenses. So that was the introduction. In the tomorrow's session, children, definitely I will teach you how to be and what are the tenses and importance. That will be the session. Meet to the next session. Until then, stay home, stay safe, and bye-bye.